So we kind of went out into this area very, very briefly, and we got to see this guy. And I don't know if he automatically drops those swords, but I thought better of it, because you know what? We just picked up that gold serpent ring. May as well use it. And apparently these weapons are extremely useful on Slave Knight Gael. Because you can just slam him into the ground over and over again. I don't remember what the stats required. This guy is really hard to backstab for some reason. So we got the leggings, a chunk, and the paired great swords. So yeah, gold serpent ring did a pretty good job right there. So you have 40 and 15. So I mean, I'd be able to use them. Paired black great swords wielded by the ringed knights. The arms of the early men were forged into Did not give myself enough time to read. And then this is going to say something similar. Malformed black leggings of the ringed knights. For this reason the gods cast a seal of fire upon such armor. So they basically just, if anybody is using this for benefiting the dark, gotta get rid of that. Put some fire on it. So you could probably see like some of the blood stains and stuff like that around.
Unknowing visitor, return from whence thou camest. The abyss runneth deep, by the king's decree. None may disturb our mistress's slumber.
Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, so you can see some blood stains, some messages. It means I'm still online. The problem with that being, even though I think it's awesome, this boss fight pulls a player. If you're playing online, it'll pull a player in as the boss. So obviously we gotta kill the Judicator quick as we can. So if you're in the Spear of the Church Covenant, you can be summoned for this boss fight. And on top of that, you can see there's a painting guardian as well. Yeah, the Murakumo, something about its tracking, or not even the tracking, just Bubba Hotep. We gotta fight Bubba Hotep on top of 2 painted guardians. I don't know if it gives them any buffs, or if the health bar is just their health bar. Once you get it down to a certain point, a second painted guardian comes in. And I mean, just the insanity. Yeah, I mean, what are you supposed to do with that? I don't remember if I got the retry. Yeah. So if you kill him fast enough, you can get the jump on that first painted guardian. Before the... Oh, and I disconnected from the internet. So now it's Half-Light, the Spear of the Church. Which unfortunately, I think if I'd have been able to get rid of the at least one of the painting guardians, the previous, whoever the online boss was, probably would have had an easier time with that. But I was just getting so tore up by the painting guardians. And again, like, kind of treating this as a boss rather than an NPC made it way harder on myself. So yeah, same thing. Once you get it down to a certain point, oh, and she will, yeah, she'll get some big criticals on you. She'll drain your stamina big time. So I mean, it's a tough fight. She's not a pushover, but I killed her, and that's where we got that Titanite slab. Get that bonfire. Just double checking this side. Just checking. So nothing in here. But we definitely have an ominous feel to this. There, I think we can see roughly where we started. And here we have Princess Philionor. So I took these off And I didn't realize it, but I found out later that the purging stone will reverse your hollowing. And whenever I've seen this cutscene and somebody has like a particular gauntlet or a type of glove on, it clips through so much that it drives me nuts. So like right there, the gloves would like clip through, when really it's supposed to be that your faintest touch crumbles that egg. But it's hard to believe when your fingertips are an inch through it before it crumbles. Prepare for the trippiest thing ever. So the Ringed City has been completely destroyed. The world has been completely destroyed. And Filianor is obviously dead. So I just kind of changed my gear to have a particular setup.
Filianor, help me, please. The Red Hood is come to eat us, to eat our dark souls.
So like he leaves a little trail so that we know exactly where we're going. And it's hard to say who these creatures are that kind of have this little circle of thrones set up for themselves and just sit around like having the dark soul, I guess. I don't know. I don't know who these people are supposed to be. I suppose it could just be the last humans alive. And here we have Gael.
What? Still here?
Consuming the dark soul.
Hand it over, that thing, your dark soul. For my lady's painting.
he moves like a mongrel. I mean, I get why people say that Gael is so hard. What I did, I made a poison sword, because he is susceptible to poison. And once you get one buildup of poison off on him, then I switch to my main weapon and just kind of let it slowly tick his health down while I do the big damage where I can. Because to me, like, the first phase of this fight, his first phase, is by far the hardest. By far the hardest. Yeah, whenever he roars like that, get out of dodge. But his movements are just so erratic and so, I mean, he has like a 270 degree arc on like most of his attacks. So there's just no real good way. So we got us there. So yeah, I got my poison sword on. And like really, like, this whole area is his boss room. Like, that's so epic. That's so awesome. And really, on this part of the fight, a shield is good to use. Again, I'm just kind of trying to fight it like a boss. But also, I think I left his shield off just so I could have better armor. And so I could carry both swords. So there he's got poison buildup. And I mean, it's not a tremendous amount, but man, it helps. Like, all of this time I'm not hitting him, he's still taking tiny bits of damage. And that's not nothing. In a fight like this, that is not nothing. But really, you want to have a large sword of some kind. You can't, it doesn't seem like you can actually stagger him, but you can stun him a little bit. So like right there, we entered the second phase because of the poison damage. Oof. Okay, so I actually cut to another attempt. So I personally think the second and third phase are way easier. So what you have to watch out for, he kind of has a Pontiff Sullivan thing going on, where now his cloak will follow his sword, and his cloak will do damage as well. However, he only does like a couple swings at a time. He doesn't do like the big acrobatic combos that he did in his first phase. And like here in a second, I'll admit things get cray. Kind of got greedy, and so now there's all the lightning striking down. He has that big explosive AoE. But having that big sword, if you can hit him in the head twice in a row, generally maybe 3 times, but it seemed like twice to me. If you can hit him twice, you'll stun him a little bit and just kind of stop his momentum, especially if he's in the middle of a big wind-up. So like there he kind of draws you in, but you see what happens. So like right there, just getting that little stun, so you can get some space to get a heal, or just to do a little bit more damage. I mean, again, can't be greedy. Can't be greedy with Gael. He will punish you. Trade with him a little bit if you got to, but don't get greedy. Soul of Slave Knight Gael. The red-hooded wandering slave knight Gael sought the blood of the Dark Soul as pigment for the painted world, but Gael knew he was no champion, that the Dark Soul would likely ruin him, and that he had little hope of a safe return. Great sword of Slave Knight Gael, the only weapon that he kept with him from the beginning to end, originally an executioner's sword made for decapitation. This blade is heavily chipped and stained with the blood of countless battles. Good on you, Gael. You were one of a kind.